Assalamu alaikum and welcome. I hope all of you are doing well. I am Juveria here to discuss about the isotopes from chapter number 2. But before starting our today's lesson, I request you all to open your notebooks and hold your pencils in your hands so that you can note down the important points. These are the learning objectives of our today's lesson. In the previous two lessons, we have discussed about the Bohr atomic theory, Rutherford atomic theory, and how Bohr modified the Rutherford atomic theory. So it means a theory may be changed or modified. Students, if you remember about the Dalton's atomic theory, then the first postulate of that theory says that atom is indivisible. And according to the second postulate, atoms of a particular element are identical. But later on, discovery of subatomic particles and isotopes proved that these two postulates of Dalton atomic theory were not correct about the atom. So scientists did not discard his whole theory. Instead, they revised the theory to take into account new discoveries. This shows how prevailing theories bring about changes in them. Next are the isotopes. According to definition, isotopes are atoms of an element whose nuclei have the same atomic number but different mass number. Since the both atoms have same atomic number, they must be the atoms of same elements. If we talk about the discovery of isotopes, the word isotope was first time used by the Sode. It is a Greek word. Here isos means same and top means place. Students, the discovery of isotopes contradict the Dalton's atomic theory because according to the Dalton, atoms of a same element have same mass and same volume, but this is not true. It is very important to know how to write the symbol for isotopes. Here this is a symbol for isotopes and X represents an element, whereas A on the top left side represents the mass number, and we know that the mass number is a sum of protons and neutrons, whereas Z on the bottom represents the atomic number, and atomic number is equals to number of protons. Here this is a symbol for carbon 12 isotope. This 12 represents the mass number for carbon, whereas this 6 is the atomic number of carbon atom. Next are the similarities and differences between the isotopes. Here this figure shows you the Bohr atomic structure for two isotopes of hydrogen atom. Students, can you identify the similarities and differences between them? Okay, they both have the same number of protons. As you can see over here, deuterium has one proton and tritium also has one proton. They both have the same atomic number, as we know that atomic number is equals to the number of protons. They both have the same number of electrons. Deuterium has one electron and tritium also has one electron. And they both also have same chemical properties, as we know that chemical properties depends upon the number of electrons and protons, whereas neutrons do not take part in chemical reactions. These all are the similarities, and if we talk about the differences, then they both have different number of neutrons. Here you can see deuterium has one neutron, whereas tritium has two neutrons. They both have different mass number and they both also have different physical properties. The mass number of deuterium is 2, whereas the mass number of tritium is 3, as we know that mass number is the sum of protons and neutrons. Next are the examples of the isotopes. Isotopes of hydrogen. Hydrogen has three isotopes: protium, deuterium and tritium. Protium is also known as the hydrogen 1. It has one proton, one electron and 0 neutron. Its mass number is 1, and here this is a symbol for protium. The second isotope of hydrogen is deuterium. It has one proton, one neutron and one electron. Its mass number is 2, and here this is a symbol for protium. The third isotope of hydrogen is tritium. It is also known as the hydrogen 3. It has one proton, two neutrons and one electron. Its mass number is 3, and here this is a symbol for tritium. Natural abundance of hydrogen isotopes. Almost all the naturally occurring hydrogen contains 99.99% protium and 0.0015% deuterium. Tritium is rare and is not found in naturally occurring hydrogen because it is highly radioactive and unstable. Properties of hydrogen or protium. It is colorless, odorless and tasteless gas. Here the word odorless means it has no smell. It is highly insoluble in water and it is highly inflammable. Inflammable means it catches fire easily. Here the first three properties of protium resembles with the properties of water. It is heavy water. It can be defined as the water that contains hydrogen 2 atoms or deuterium in place of hydrogen 1 or protium. Here this is a molecule of heavy water. It contains H2 instead of H1. And it is used in laboratories for research purposes. This is the molecule of ordinary water. It contains protium or H1 and this is the water that we use in our daily life. This table shows you the comparison between the properties of ordinary water and heavy water. The first property is the melting point, and the melting point of ordinary water is 0 degrees Celsius, whereas the melting point of heavy water is 3.81 degrees Celsius, and we know that the melting point is always equals to freezing point. The next property is boiling point. The boiling point of ordinary water is 100 degrees Celsius, whereas the boiling point of heavy water is 101.2 degrees Celsius. The density at 25 degrees Celsius. The density of ordinary water is 0.99701 gram per centimeter cube and the density of heavy water is 1.1044 gram per centimeter cube. It means that heavy water is more dense than the ordinary water. Next are the isotopes of carbon. Carbon has three isotopes: carbon 12, carbon 13 and carbon 14. Carbon 12 has 6 neutrons, 6 protons and 6 electrons and its mass number is 12. Carbon 13 has 7 neutrons, 6 protons and 6 electrons and its mass number is 13. Whereas carbon 14 has 8 neutrons, 6 protons and 6 electrons and its mass number is 14. These are the symbols for the isotopes of carbon. This is a symbol for carbon 12, this is a symbol for carbon 13 and this is a symbol for carbon 14. They all have the different mass number but same atomic number. Natural abundance of isotopes of carbon is as follows. Almost all the naturally occurring carbon is carbon 12. Its natural abundance is 98.9%, whereas natural abundance of carbon 13 is 1.1% and the natural abundance of carbon 14 is less than 0.001%. Properties of carbon isotopes. Different forms of carbon are black or grayish black solid except diamond. As you can see over here, coal is black, this is diamond and inside the pencil graphite is used. They are odorless, tasteless and insoluble in water. They have high melting and boiling points. Next are the isotopes of chlorine. Chlorine has two isotopes, chlorine 35 and chlorine 37. Chlorine 35 has 17 protons, 17 electrons and 18 neutrons, whereas chlorine 37 has 17 protons, 20 neutrons and 17 electrons. The mass number of chlorine 35 isotope is 35, whereas the mass number for chlorine 37 isotope is 37. Natural abundance of chlorine isotopes. Chlorine 35 occurs in nature about 75% and chlorine 37 about 25%. Properties of chlorine. Chlorine is a grayish yellow gas, as you can see over here. It has sharp, pungent, irritating smell or odor and it is fairly soluble in water. Next are the uses of isotopes. Stable and radioactive isotopes have many applications in science and medicines. So let's discuss them one by one. Uses of isotopes in medicines. Radioactive iodine-131 is used as a tracer in diagnosis thyroid problem. Thyroid is a gland which is present inside the neck, and its proper functioning is very important for normal growth and development of our body. Sodium-24 is used to trace flow of blood and detect possible constrictions or obstructions in the circulatory system. Here the word constrictions means narrowing of blood vessels and obstructions means the blockage of blood vessels. Here in the image, top blood vessel has a normal blood flow, whereas other blood vessel has a turbulent blood flow due to the obstruction in the blood vessel. Third, iodine-123 is used to image brain. It is the CT scan of a brain. Fourth use, cobalt-60 is commonly used to irradiate cancer cells in a hope of killing or shrinking the tumor cells. Here this image shows you the tumor cells in the lungs. Here are the other uses of isotopes in science. Cobalt-14 is used to trace the path of carbon in photosynthesis. Radioactive isotopes are used to determine the molecular structure. For example, sulfur-35 has been used in the structure determination of thiosulfate. Here this is a structure of thiosulfate. Radioactive isotopes are also used to study the mechanism of chemical reaction. And last, radioactive isotopes are also used to date rock, soil, archaeological objects and mummies. Here date means to determine the age of rock, soil, archaeological objects and mummies. Students, do you know how can we figure out that this skull is 2000 years old? We can figure it out by the process of carbon-14 dating, which is also known as the carbon dating. It is used to estimate the age of carbon-containing substances. For example, animals and humans. Carbon atom circulates between the oceans and living organisms at a rate very much faster than it decays. As a result, the concentration of carbon in all living things keep on increasing. And after death, organisms no longer pick up the carbon-14, and by comparing the activity of sample of skull with the activity of living tissues, we can estimate how long it has been since the organism died. This is the process of carbon dating. Here are few questions for homework. Okay students, our today's lesson ends here. Allah Hafiz, stay home, stay safe.